Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Murfreesboro.com podcast. We have a fun one today for multiple reasons. Local celebrity, getting bigger celebrity, singer, artist, friend of mine that I've known for over a decade. Thank you for coming, Miss Krista Lynn Meadow.
I've been looking forward to this. So.
Yeah, me too. And especially, I know we've been trying to do this for a very long time.
Yeah, well, my sleep schedule is ridiculous.
Well, you travel so much.
Well, I just was thinking on the way here, I was like, the last 3 weekends, we've driven back on Saturday night after we're done. Yeah. So I won't go to bed till like 6 or 7. So that's why that's why I'm messed up. By the time, you have to try to set your schedule back to get to something kind of normal, which is 12 p.m. is normal for me.
I got you.
Literally I woke up at 12 today. But then by the time I do that, we do it all over again.
Yeah.
So
I got you.
It's constantly we're all messed up.
Yeah. I'm all messed up. I got you. Well, before we get into some of it, local singer, making it big, traveling the country, doing a bunch of stuff.
I'm trying.
How can people find you on social media if they want to follow you?
Instagram is the best way to keep in touch with me. That's where I'm the most active. I have Facebook and TikTok as well. I'm still kind of learning TikTok. Yeah, right. But Instagram's where I'm the most accessible. If you want to DM me, I'm very responsive to that. Also, KristaLynnMeadow.com has my tour dates and stuff on there. Cool. I post them on Instagram too, but if you want to see the running list, all my dates through June. Oh no, I'm sorry, I got to update. I think it's through May right now, or updated. I just added some more in the summer, so I got to put those on there. Yeah. But
and you have some local shows
coming
up, right?
Yes.
Where are you playing?
I am playing at MJ's on February 17th, Friday night, and then I'm playing at Hot Springs on February 18th.
Gotcha.
I know February 17th is at 9 p.m.
Okay.
I'm not positive on Hot Springs, but just check my Instagram as we get closer to the 18th.
Well, we can post about it too.
Yeah, because I'm not sure what time. It's probably going to be around 8.
And you played Hot Springs before, right?
Yeah.
You like the venue?
Yes,
it's huge.
It's so nice. Yes. Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
Awesome. Now I didn't know, you told me right beforehand, there's an interesting story with MJ's. Kind of came full circle.
So back before I was touring full time, I used to do DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub for, Murfreesboro. But I did a lot of orders from MJ, so I got to know lot of them that work over there, and everyone's so awesome over there. And so when I called you, I didn't know if she'd remember me. She's like, I remember you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She's like, where have you been? I'm like, well, I've been doing music. So she was super excited to get us over there. I'm so excited. Yeah. So excited.
From Uber Eats to being welcomed back on the stage.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know. I'm so excited.
So I'm going to take it back a little bit real quick. So obviously you're a very well accomplished singer now. I mean, you're traveling all over the country and everything. So when did it start for you? When did you know you could sing? I mean, could you always sing?
I think yes. And my mom can't carry a tune in the bucket. So she just anytime I'd be just dancing and singing around the house and be like, Mom, listen to me. And she's like, I don't know. I want to be supportive, but I need to find out if she can really sing. So around 11 or 12, there was a new musical theater teacher at MTCS. I used to go there.
Gotcha.
And she was like, maybe I should just get her to give her a lesson and see if she can sing. So she took me in there. Her name is Louise Hickey. She's not there anymore. I think she moved. But she took me in there, and I had a lesson, and she came out, and my mom was like, well, can she sing? She was like, oh, yeah, she could sing.
Oh, there you go.
And so my mom was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I can, be supportive of it. And, she just didn't want to, it's like if you're not any good at it, you kind of want to steer away from it,
I got you. People like me. Yeah. No, I sing in the shower. That's about it.
Hey, you might be good. You might be the next.
It's pretty god awful bad. You don't want to go there.
So from then on, I was doing music. Musicals is actually where I started at MTCS.
Nice.
That's kind of where I started singing the most was musicals. I was Annie and Annie Jr.
Very cool.
At MTCS, and then this was 4th or 5th grade, and then I was Dorothy.
Okay.
And Thomas, my brother, was Toto.
No way.
And actually, a little side funny story. When I played Dorothy, this was maybe the last show, I accidentally said, we were on stage. I was like, Thomas. I was like, I mean Toto. And my mom always brings that up. It's so funny. Awesome. But musical theater. And then once I also used to dance too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Competitive dance, yeah.
What?
Like 40 hours a week.
I've known you this long, and I never knew you danced.
Yeah, that was
too.
like middle school.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't know you then.
Yeah.
But so I was doing that too. I was doing everything, and then once I got to middle school, I kind of was like, we need to narrow it down because I was acting too, and I picked singing, and I started taking lessons from a lady named Rachel Raines in Nashville. She's not there anymore. She moved back to Oklahoma, where she's from, and I started taking from her, and I'm trying to think. Sorry, can you edit?
You're good. You're
okay,
good.
I was like trying
to
to remember my whole life story. So I started taking for her in middle school, and I'd go over to her house after, because I went to Brentwood Academy in Nashville. So
gotcha.
I'd go over to her house after school and take lessons. Middle school was still kind of doing musicals and stuff. But like I said, I had to narrow it down, so I really focused in on singing around 15, 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. So in high school, really on is kind of when you blossomed.
Yes, and 16 was like the age where I really started taking it seriously as like a possible career.
Okay.
Like I played the Bluebird that year. I was playing anywhere I could play in Nashville, which is hard when you're 16 because there's a lot of places you can't get into.
Yep. I got you.
And started to do Broadway stuff in Nashville around 18.
Okay. Yeah, I know you've been at Tootsie's. I know that.
That's also another little start that I had. And that is where I was there in college on and off. Okay. For like a couple years. Tootsie's, I used to do the morning shift, which was like the shift no one wanted to do. But I am so glad that I did get to do it because I learned so much. I learned how to talk to a crowd. Because when everyone's sober, like if you're gonna get tips, you have to talk to them.
You got to work the crowd.
I learned how to do that, and I learned a lot from the guy that I played with. His name's Tim Daly, and it's such a sweetheart. Hey Tim, he'll watch this.
Shout out to Tim.
I love him to death, and that whole band kind of took me under their wing as their their like second daughter, and
I got you.
So I learned a lot.
Very cool.
And we did a lot of traditional music in the morning, as opposed to like late night. They're doing kind of party music and everything. So,
I'm just curious. What was your first show you ever did that you would say like that you would call a show, like up on stage in front of people? Can you remember back to the first one?
I really feel like I kind of think it was Annie.
Oh, was it?
Like, I think,
Really getting it? Okay, I got you.
And which was interesting because that's like everything together. It's dancing, singing, and acting. And Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Like I just remember singing that song. Oh no, Dorothy too. Yeah,
Dorothy. Yeah.
But Annie was Tomorrow. So that one. Yeah. And then somewhere I feel like those are my first.
That was
but as far as like
moment.
Songwriter stuff goes though, like doing my own music and stuff, that was probably 16, 17 that summer that I was doing everything. Like my vocal coach was like, you need to get out there and like sing your own stuff. And at that time I hadn't really written anything. So I started, she kind of got me connected with some publishers in town. And they actually gave me songs that like no one was wanting to cut. A cut, if anybody doesn't know, a cut is like a big artist listens to a song that another, like a songwriter wrote and they're like, ooh, I want to cut this. I want to put this on an album.
Okay, gotcha.
So like basically I took songs that like people passed on, nobody wanted, and I kind of made them my own. And I still sing some of those at shows. There's one of them. It's called Make It a Good One, and it's coming out like I recorded a version of it. It's going to be coming out this year. So
very cool.
2 or 3 of those songs really stuck with me that I took around that I didn't write because I wasn't really writing then. I didn't really start writing until college. Okay. Well, I sort of like in high school, I kind of had a journal and stuff and was kind of doing it, but I'm really hard on myself, and I just thought nothing I ever wrote was good enough.
You are your own worst enemy.
It's it's crazy because like now, like I get what's like anytime someone compliments my songwriting, I'm like, what? You think that and thank you, but I just I still am not used to getting compliments about. I'm used to like compliments about my singing, but not my songwriting. So I've been getting that recently, and I'm just like, don't know what to say. I'm like, thank you so much. That means so much because there was a time where I just thought I was awful. Right. So,
well, I mean, it's your own criticism. I mean, we do that to ourselves. But how many albums do you have out now?
I only have one EP out, but I have a lot of singles.
That's what. Okay.
Because kind of like the industry has been shifting and stuff, and right now it's kind of just like a singles market, and also it's more economically feasible for me. Oh yeah. Because as of right now today, I'm independent.
I got you.
As of right now, but That's just a hint.
That's just a hint. Maybe not.
Something may be going on.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So as of today, I'm independent. So I fund myself.
Okay.
And I'm DIY. I do everything. I do social. I'm my own manager. I'm my own booker. I'm my own everything. So
you are busy.
I don't have time to sit down. Like it's a full-time job. And there's a lot of it that I don't even get paid for. So social media, no one's paying me to do that. So
surprised you had time for today. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, this is great to like anything like this is great to get my name and music out there. So
of course. Yeah.
But I really honestly just wanted to do it to catch up with you.
I know, right? It's been a long time.
Yeah. So and this is officially my first podcast ever.
Nice.
So and I've been wanting to do it I've been wanting to do podcasts. And I do have one lined up though in a couple months. Cool. It's called Boots and Whiskey. It's a country podcast.
Nice.
So
very cool.
That's exciting. But this is my first one ever. So
yes.
Hey, one day
all right.
you can say Krista was this was her first podcast ever.
That's right. Heck yeah. We get that bragging rights right there. You heard it here, folks. So, but like with your music and your traveling and all your shows, you've been quite a few places. Like, where all have you? Because I was going through your Instagram and stuff, and it was just different place after different place and all these places. So, where all have you been?
So many. I mean, I've knocked off so many states within the last 2 years.
Really?
And I typically, I'm a homebody, which is funny, but like once I started getting out on the road, I was like, oh, I was meant to do this. This feels like my calling. I love it. I used to not really like traveling, but now that I do it with music, I love it.
Yeah.
And so did my guys in my band are the same way. They're just road dogs. We love it. So,
there you go.
Gosh, we've been to Iowa, Wisconsin. We're going to Nebraska in 2 weeks.
Okay, cool.
Which I've never been there, and that's going to be probably the longest.
Yeah.
We're going to Omaha, and that's like 11 or 12 hours.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to break that trip up. We do Kentucky a lot. We play in Birmingham, Alabama a lot.
Yep, I saw that one.
The Carolinas, South Carolina. We're going to be in Delray Beach in May, which is like
nice.
All the way down there. That's far too. It's also going to be really far. Ohio, Cincinnati.
Did you do Indianapolis at one
yes,
point?
Yes, we were just.
I saw a post.
Indy, which we oh my gosh, that city. People love live music.
I think that's the one I saw. You had quite a crowd.
Yes,
like there was a shot of you from on stage.
Like,
I was like,
every time we're there is always a crowd, and everyone loves live music.
Yeah,
and probably the coolest thing about touring is that they do want to hear your original music.
Yeah.
Like Nashville's more cover based. You're doing a lot of covers, and that was kind of why I had got to my breaking point, and I literally have this burn in the back of my brain. I finished a shift down there. This was like December 2019. I was so just not jaded. Jaded is not the word. I was jaded from down there, I guess.
Yeah,
but I was just I was like, this is not. I don't want to stay here. It served my purpose of getting experience and learning how to do a show. But I know if I want like a shot at a real career doing my music, I have to tour. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't have any connections. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know that's what I have to do. And I just remember that night, I literally finished, and then I went across the street to my boyfriend at the time. He was playing across the street, and I went over there, and I just broke down sobbing. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And so then I just knew I knew I had to get on the road. And so the way I started touring with Tin Roof is like the coolest story ever, actually.
Oh, yeah?
So,
all right.
At the time that on that last shift, I was playing with a group of musicians so the lead singer had hired some other musicians to play with him. They had their own band on the side. Yeah. And they're called the Super Nash Brothers.
There you go.
And they were touring Tin Roof. And I was like, how did y'all get in there? And they're like, well, it's really hard to break in there, but like, and I could give you their number, but they're probably not going to call you back.
Yeah.
And so I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, well, I wonder how I'm going to do this. And then one night in December when we were playing together, I said, I have nothing to lose. I'm just going to ask them, can I go on the road with you?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to pay me. I just need to get in front of these people. Because it sounds like if you get in front of them and they like you, they'll book you.
There you go.
That's what I've heard. Yeah. So I was like, can I just go with you? And they were like, sure. So I started hopping in the van with them and going, and I went to a couple of the Tin Roof locations, and they'd have me up there to sing like 3 or 4 songs with them.
Wow.
And that way I got to meet the bookers in person.
Yeah.
And so then when they saw me in person, they're like, yeah, she's pretty good. So then, so then that was 2020. Yeah. So I did that all the way up till March 2020, and then the world shut down.
Yeah, right.
But at that point, I had made enough contacts through Tin Roof that I was able to kind of pick back up where I left off.
Okay.
After that.
Yeah.
And I kind of was like, hey, I have my own band now. Like, could you put me on, for, some shifts? And it still was kind of just like they'd, in the beginning, like, if you're at the bottom, it's like you got to kind of prove yourself.
Oh,
so
yeah, I get it.
I would start anything last minute they give me, I'd take every week. And at this point, I didn't even really have a set band. I just they'd give me a shift and I'd be like, okay, I got to find people to play with me. Which I knew a lot of musicians in Nashville. I know a lot of them from doing Broadway. So I was like, who can play? Like, who can sing some background vocals? Do you know the set list? Like, so it was a bit of a scramble for a little bit. This was like beginning of 2021.
Okay.
All the way up to like the fall of 2021, I was still kind of passing people around, except for my bass player has always been with me.
Okay.
I met him on Broadway a while back.
Yeah.
So he's my OG. He's always been there. So we were kind of rotating guitar players and drummers. We're 4-piece.
I got you.
And then I finally kind of found my guy. Like there was like this one group that we played together a couple times in the fall, and I was like, I think this is it. So then once we kind of locked in, we've been together for about a year and a half now. And
That's
it's
awesome.
Just the chemistry is so good with all of us. They're like my family. I love them all to death. And if you guys want to see what we're like all together, definitely come to MJ's in Hop Springs.
Hop Springs, there 17th, you go.
18th,
yeah, we'll make sure to post about those. That'd be awesome.
That was like the short version. Yes, please. Yes, please do. That was the short version, but there is so much in between. But yes, short version.
You ever get nervous doing any of your shows?
I used to have really bad stage fright.
Did you? How'd you overcome that?
Really bad.
Just had to grit it and bear it?
Doing it.
Yeah.
Broadway, Nashville was
really?
what. Yeah. So that's the crazy thing. Is it like something that can like break you can actually like. There's a lot of pluses from Broadway. I don't regret my time doing there, like being down there. It is a place that if you want to stay down there and do it for the rest of your life, you can. And some people want to do that. I know a ton of people who love being down there, and that you make so much money down there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which like for me, money's not really the. I want to make enough with the road. I'm like, I make enough to pay my band, pay myself, and then cover expenses. Yeah. That's always the goal. Sometimes, I mean, depending on what gig we're doing, if I'm trying to get my foot in the door somewhere, sometimes I won't pay myself and I'll just break even. Yeah. But I always tell my dad, I'm like, I won't ever lose money. We're not going to lose money doing a gig, but if I can at least break even and if I'm getting my foot in the door, then I can maybe negotiate some more money the next time. But with Broadway, you can make so much down there. Yeah. So there's a lot of people that love it. They want to do it the rest of their life. That's awesome. That just it wasn't for me.
I got you.
But then there's also people that are just, they just kind of get stuck down there too,
Yeah, like, I gotcha.
And I'm not knocking Broadway at all. I want people to know that I'm not. I am so grateful for my time down there. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I loved it. It just got to a point where I was like, I'm ready to move on.
Yeah.
But that is where I really just got over. You're doing it so much that you just kind of get over it and you mess up a bunch of times. And then you're like, you start to realize people don't realize when you mess up. I had this really bad habit of being like I would apologize for messing up over the mic, and they're like, "Krista, you can't do that." I'm like, "Well, I just have this like bad habit of doing that. I don't do it anymore." Yeah. But because over time you realize if you don't say anything, a lot of times they don't know because they're drunk or they just don't know if that part was supposed to be that way or and it makes sense because sometimes like my guitar player, whoever his name's Brandon, he'll be like, "Oh, I totally messed that part up." I'm like, "I didn't even notice. I don't know what you're talking about." Because he's a guitar player, so he's going to know the part he messed up. But I'm not a guitar player, so I don't know.
Yeah, right.
So really, if you just keep, a lot of times people don't even.
Yeah. I've actually heard that same thing from other people down in Nashville. Yes. They're like, God, I screwed up so bad. I'm like, we couldn't even tell. Because they just keep going. And you're like, oh, that's great.
And once I finally got over that gave me the confidence to really just like put it all out there and just be an entertainer. Because like, if you're not confident in your show, it's going to hold you back. And people are going to know. They're going to know you're not having a good time. Yeah. Like, that's the thing, too. It's like you being a good entertainer is you having a good time.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
So, because if you're having a good time, they're having a good time.
Yeah, the crowd's going to feed off that.
So, it's just years and years of just pounding it. And it's crazy how much of a difference there is. Like you're gonna, if you come out in Murfreesboro, you're gonna notice a huge difference.
Nice.
Like you're gonna be like, what? Yeah. That's not even the same performer I saw. So
Gosh, that's awesome. So I'm gonna flip that on you a little bit. So all these good shows and everything. You got any horror stories and stuff? Like I've heard some from some people that are like, oh my God, that show in Chicago, or something.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes it has to do with sound, and they're like a lot of that's beyond your control.
Yeah, you can't.
Most venues we play have a sound guy. There was this one time, I guess I probably shouldn't say what venue it was, but we'll just
somewhere out there.
I won't say which venue it was. But we got there. We always get there super early we can set up and eat and all that. So this guy comes up to us. He's like, "Hey, I'm the new sound guy." I'm like, "Oh, geez, okay." Anytime it's a new sound guy, we're all like,
"Oh no,
oh great." And because sometimes they know what they're doing, and if they're new, maybe they have background. Sometimes they don't. So
I got you.
This guy, I don't think had much background, and he we're getting closer to the show, and like things are not really progressing, and we're like, "Okay, what's going on?" And like 15 minutes to start time, he's like, "Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta go get something out of my car." Yeah. My mom was at the show, but she said, she was like, "I don't know. I had this feeling like I saw him leave and I didn't think he was coming back." And she was right.
Oh no.
And we were standing there at like start time. We're like, "Where is he?"
Yeah.
And we stood there for like 10 more minutes. We're like, "Okay, I think he's gone."
Oh no.
And so then my drummer had to like try to figure it out himself. And like,
oh gosh.
The thing is like every sound system's different. And so it's just not gonna pan out. Like if you're trying to figure it out, but then he finally got it working and we were able to start. And luckily, people like saw my boots and stuff. Yeah. And they were like, "This girl is like part of my thing is like, I do like to dress up for shows, but any other time I'm in workout clothes. For shows, I do like to dress up. And so like I had the sparkly boots on, and I had my hair all big. So like people were like sticking around because they were like, we want to see what this girl's got, that like gave us some stall time. And I was like talking to people in the front and met this really sweet group of girls, and I have a picture of them. And I'm really like, I love, that's like my favorite part is like making new friends. I mean, they are fans, but I don't like. I literally all the time I'm like, I hate calling people fans because they're just my friends. You know. So
I've seen so many of your posts where that's one thing I think is cool about your shows is you interact a lot with the people, and so I mean I've seen you while you're performing with people, like in the audience and taking pictures and all that other stuff. So that's pretty cool. You do that.
That's why I'm touring is like I'm trying to build my fan base. I'm trying to get my music out there and people remember you. I'm very intentional about touring. There's a lot of people that kind of just go around and they're like, point out to their sign, like, follow me on social media. But what I found out is that doesn't work. You got to get out in the audience. Yeah. You got to get on their phone. Like, I'm literally like, here, I'll type it in for you. Yeah. And then I follow myself and like, it works because like, I'll get like 20 to 50 people following me on one night. And I always follow up. Like the weekend after a show, I haven't done it for Indy. I'm kind of behind this week. Well, I'm halfway done. But I'll message every single person. I say, thank you for coming. We'll be back in the spring, summer. If you want to like keep up with my tour dates, here's a link to my website. And then here's a link to my music if you want to check it out. Because I do sing my originals on tour, which is like, so much fun. Yeah. And people are they're like, oh my gosh, you were so great. Like they're responsive. And they do want to go check out or they're like, I already downloaded your song. And I'm like, thank you. Like, like that means so much. So, and we also have structured my show to where I'll do like an hour and then I'll go down and talk to my people for like 3 songs and my guitar player sings. Yeah. So he'll sing a couple songs and I go down and talk to people and, help them out with Instagram, Spotify and all that. And I don't really, a lot of the staff at these venues are like, I don't see anyone else doing that. I'm like, I don't think they do. It's just me. It's like, it's important to me. That's like why I'm touring.
Oh, so, yeah, of course.
So yeah, we love it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, speaking of songs, I'm going to ask because we have one specific pulled up on the screen here, Lie in It. And so I know that I'm just going to let you go with that. Okay. One. So tell us about behind this song here.
Okay. So this song, wow, it's been a special song for me because it was kind of like my therapy. Okay. So this song is about a cheating ex-boyfriend. Okay. Classic country. Classic country. And found out a lot of more details about that night than I wished to,
Mm-hmm.
but I used it in my song. So like the entire thing is just, it just lays it all out there. Like, cause when I found out everything, I confronted him and he denied everything. And I was like, which I knew he was going to do, but I had the receipts. Had the receipts. Had a screenshot. Well, there's a line in the song called "Good women look out for other good women," and that's because the girl DM'd me on Instagram. Okay, and we're friends now.
All right. Okay.
Yes, and so I was like, I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I'm gonna need proof because he's gonna deny it.
Yeah.
So I actually got the screenshot. Her friend had taken a screenshot of that location that night, and it was his address.
Oh, lovely.
So I had the smoking gun. I sent it to him, and that was that.
Okay.
But anyways, that's all laid out in the song. And what I like about the song is that it's the most honest song I've ever written. It's my story. It's just part of my story. That was a while ago, so I'm good now. Yeah. But I'm not going to lie. It's real fun to sing it every night. Real fun. And obviously, like, there's a lot of girls out there that have been cheated on. So it's a relatable song.
Yeah,
so
I gotcha.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite song to sing.
Okay.
Yes. But I do have new music coming out too. So that'll be over the next couple months. I'm going to release like a single like every other month. Okay. This is official announcement here. I have not announced it on Instagram. Yeah. I'm going to be releasing a song in February. Okay. I've been playing it out so some people know it, but it's called Walk That Line. Oh. And it is about, it's like the modern day version of You Better Shape Up Cause I Need a Man. So it's like the modern day version of or not the modern day, I'm not saying the right. It is it's the country version of the Grease song. That's what I
would say that's Grease, right? Grease. Yeah.
Yes. Basically, it's like, if you want to be mine, you got to walk that line. And so I like laid out there, like, you can talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk too. So it's a really cool song and kind of like plays off a little bit. Well, it doesn't sound anything like Shania Twain's song, but she was in mind when I wrote it because I was like, she's a huge influence on me and my music. Yeah. And she has the song called Any Man of Mine, and she says, better walk the line. I was like, what if I said walk, like, you better walk that line? Like, I said that, and it also, like, Johnny Cash, walk the line.
Walk the line,
so I was like, I think that'd be cool. And so I think I wrote the chorus by myself, and then I took it to a co-writer, and he helped me finish it. And it's also a fun one. Yeah. And I'll play it I will play Lion at Hop Springs. I will play Walk That Line. I'll play pretty much everything I have out.
Nice.
And then I'll definitely play new songs too. So come on.
There you go. Yes. How long are your shows usually?
So for anything that's like a tin roof, those are 4 hours and they're long.
Oh, that's a long show.
Yes.
Okay.
We are working on transitioning to doing shorter shows and more original based shows. Like with Tin Roof, we do about 10% originals and 90% covers because that's just their policy. But like it works because I kind of make, like, every time I sing a song, I make it special. Like this past weekend, I was like, every time I sing an original, I'm going to put my hat on so they know. Okay. And it worked because people are like, okay, I'm going to like listen in now. Yeah. It's my, I have like a rhinestone hat. Well, I had a rhinestone hat.
Oh no.
Someone stole it the second night.
Give it back,
kind of funny.
Whoever's out there.
I know, like, girl, she was very, very drunk. So I'll give her that. But I was like, girl, how do you walk out with a hat? Like, that's not, like, it was, like, normally I'm, like, keeping, and that's not the first time I've handed it out. Yeah. Like, normally I'm keeping track of it, and I can, like, keep track of where they went. Yeah. But it was so crazy, because Indy is so crazy that I just lost track of her. Literally, it was, like, within maybe a minute. And I was like, she go?
Where did she go?
And then I'm like over the mic, I was like, the girl that had the hat, like, if you could bring it back up, that'd be great. And like, she was just nowhere to be found. I was like, but it's okay. I'm gonna get another one.
There you go. All right. Like, way to stay positive.
It wasn't like, I don't know. I just wasn't that upset about it because I was like, maybe she just really needed a hat. Yeah. I don't know. But the staff was like upset for me. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, it's not your, it's all good. Like, I always hand it out knowing full well I could lose the hat. Yeah, so it's all good. Like, it's fine. Like, it does not upset me. It's all good.
Well, all right. Way to have a good positive outlook on it, at least.
Yeah.
You made some fans' day. So think of that. So,
yes. Oh, yes. Maybe she will remember me because of my hat.
There
Maybe
you
she'll
go.
look me up. I don't know.
You're like, oh, I got that hat off.
I didn't get a chance to talk to her going around, so like she probably didn't get my information, but maybe next time, maybe she'll bring it back. Maybe.
That would be pretty epic, actually. Be like, oh my God,
that would be so funny.
Just walk up, put it on your head.
I mean, because if it were me and I woke up the next morning, I would feel really bad that I stole it. Especially, it was a nice hat. It's got the rhinestones on it. So,
well, flipping that around again, we just talked about the scary nightmare show. What about your favorite show? What's your favorite show you can remember? Best show? Really I don't know. Best crowd? I mean, whatever that encompasses. What's one show that you've done that stands out in your mind?
Okay, the one that actually sticks out. There's two kind of. Mm-hmm. They were kind of like my first Tin Roof runs where I was doing my own band. Yeah, and I was still. This was kind of my first time, like really fronting. I had fronted a little bit. By fronting, I mean. With Nashville, you'll go down there, you'll see a lot of female males co-fronting and switching off. But I hadn't done much like all me. Okay. So it was still kind of new. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's see how it goes. And my first one was St. Louis. And it was it was packed. Yeah. Which was great. Yeah. And the energy was just so great. And, like, people were actually, like, telling me, they were like, you're so awesome. And I was like, really great, because I wasn't sure how I was doing. Thank you so much. And then the other one was, like a month or two later in Birmingham. Same thing. It was packed. Just the energy was so good. And, like, people were just, like, coming up to us and just, like, loved what we were doing. And so that was special. The band chemistry was great. And at the end, this was Birmingham. At the end of the show, the guy that gave me the check, actually, you may know him. He used to work at Tin Roof. He doesn't anymore. He was from Murfreesboro. Do you know Chip Dunn? Chip Dunn? I think his last name's Dunn.
Dunn?
Yeah, I think he's in real estate now. Shout out, Chip.
Hi, Chip.
He actually ended up paying me more than what they had agreed upon.
Oh, well, that was nice.
So that made me feel like, okay, I'm doing well.
Good.
I'm doing good. And that was really memorable for me.
Like, I'm moving up.
So that was really cool. So those are my top two. But also, wait, the third one is Iowa. Oh, all right. Because it was the weekend this song came out. Oh, okay. It was the first time in Iowa, first time in a new city. And singing my truth that weekend was just, you can't beat it. Yeah. It was so good. Literally, the song dropped while we were on stage. Yeah. Because it comes out, every song comes out on Friday, usually Fridays, at 11 p.m. Okay. Or 12 a.m., certain time zones or whatever. Yeah. So it dropped, while we were playing, and so I got to play it live that night.
That's
and it was just, so special. Yeah. And, everyone, I had girls singing the tagline of it by the end of the song.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was just, geez. But those are my top three. Yeah. I have so many others, but top three,
That's awesome. I love it. Well, you had mentioned Shania Twain was a big influence. And have you ever met her?
No, gosh, that's a bucket list. Her and Carrie Underwood are my biggest influences. Okay. Absolutely. I will die and go, I will die a happy woman the day I get to meet them. Carrie Underwood would be my dream duet.
Oh, there you go. You hear that, Carrie, out there? Yeah.
Hey, girl.
All right.
If you need an opener, let me know.
Right, there you go.
She's my girl. Yeah. And but Shania Twain too. My mom used to drive around in a blue little old station wagon, and play the Party for Two CD on repeat.
I gotcha.
Repeat till we just got sick of it. Actually, a period of time came and went where I was like, I don't think I like country music because you play it too much. Yeah. But then I kind of got back into it. But so that, and my mom used to play Celine Dion too. Okay. So that's kind of it. She's kind of an influence too. And the way she performs and she belts stuff. I'm a very big belter, go for it kind of. I have a very big loud voice. Mm-hmm. So those three really influenced me a lot. I mean, honestly, a lot of different artists have influenced me. And my favorite quote of all time is, every artist is an accumulation of their influences, which is the quote's by Gil Kaufman. I don't know who he is, but I can't even remember where I found it. But that quote has stuck with me. And it's so true, because I probably have taken a little bit of influence from every artist I listen to. And I listen to Chris Stapleton. I listen to...
I love Chris Stapleton. Yeah.
My dad used to rock and roll stuff. He introduced me to the Eagles and all that. So every artist or band has kind of had a little bit of influence on me. So
Nice.
yeah.
So I'm just curious, being downtown in Broadway, you ever see anybody in any of the shows? I'm just curious, like other famous singers, or like, has anybody ever jumped on stage with you or anything? I've seen that happen before.
That happened once with John Rich.
No
when
way.
I was down there. Yes,
really?
That's a cool story. Yeah. So, this was like, okay, that's funny because this is funny because it was my first time fronting.
Oh, okay.
Ever downtown, yeah,
by yourself,
and just by myself, yes.
Okay.
So, and the band kind of got thrown together. That happens a lot. Last minute, they needed to fill in, and it was actually at a Tin Roof, which is weird. It was at Tin Roof Broadway before I even started touring with Tin Roof. So, I was leading. We were literally, so all of us had just met. The whole band had just met just then. So we were trying to all figure out what songs we knew. And I was like, y'all know Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy? And they were like, yeah. So we started doing it. And then like, he pulls up in this like super nice baby blue convertible.
Oh, nice.
I don't see this happening. I only see him when he comes in, but people are behind, like there's like a big commotion happening. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then I realize it's him after a minute, and he comes up there. He's like, hey, can you start the song over? And then I'll sing it with you. I was like, absolutely.
Yeah,
so then
yes.
we sang Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy together, and I have a picture of it.
That's awesome.
And that was it was so cool. And
Very
he was
cool.
super nice.
Yeah.
So
there you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, but he was down there to sign boots.
Okay.
Like the next store. I think it was a boot store. But he came in there with his bodyguard, and he's kind of like a tinier human than you would think. I mean, a lot of them are like Tim McGraw. I saw him in concert, and I was like, you're so jacked, but you're so little. Like, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but it's just funny.
No, like, I've said the same thing.
You imagine them taller and bigger.
Then you're seeing them on stage, you're looking up and stuff. But I've actually had the same thing. Well, I'm also like 9 feet tall. So,
you're
I'm
so tall.
Yeah, so I'm always looking down. But,
yeah.
No, that's cool. That's really cool though that he did. He probably heard you singing and was like, "Wait a sec, that's my song."
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I've actually seen it before downtown, where like a song would be playing, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, hey!" and then you just see him walk in, and Kenny Chesney did that one time.
Yeah, they do, and a lot of the ones that own the bars will pop in every now and then.
Yeah.
But I don't try to think. I don't think there's anyone else that I've experienced, but I know like all my friends and stuff down there have experienced a lot of people come down there.
Still waiting to see Justin Timberlake with, what's it, 12:30? I want to see him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just pop in. Oh, that would be cool.
He needs to get over there.
Right.
I've eaten there. It's great.
That is a great restaurant. Yeah, and they got that the members only whatever thing upstairs. We actually did a podcast up there.
That's so cool.
They let us up there one time. It was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. But yeah, that's awesome. Well, cool. Well, I don't mean to hold you up. I know we went a little long. I apologize. But
like I said, I'm off this weekend.
You're off this weekend? Then
I
we're
was
good.
able to talk to you.
Yes,
and,
thank you very much. So.
Yeah, because normally I'd be on vocal rest, but we're off this weekend, and then I just wanted to catch up with you.
I know. God, it's been
thank you
so
for
long.
having me. Honestly, it's like such an honor.
Shoot, this
is my hometown. I love Murfreesboro. I'll always love Murfreesboro. So.
No, I keep up with your posts and everything. I follow you, and so I mean, like I said, back at the Mac days, Murfreesboro Athletic Club back there, and with your mom, and when many years ago we were both much younger.
Yeah, I was like learning how to do. I work out by myself now. I don't use a trainer anymore, but like I was training with somebody.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, you've come so far. It's really cool to see. And also, I didn't know this about your story, that you've come so far on your own. Like you're a hustler.
I am as of right now today.
Yeah.
I am 100% independent. We'll see what the future holds.
All right. Well, maybe put feelers out there. Everybody hearing it. So that's cool. Well, one more time before we close out, how can people find you, all that stuff, and then your local shows coming up?
Okay, Instagram, which is at Krista Lynn Meadow, which I'm sure you'll spell it out on there. Spell it with a K.
Sure. Yep.
My website is KristaLynnMeadow.com. I'm also on Facebook and TikTok. Like I said, I'm still learning TikTok, so bear with me. But the top two are Instagram and my website.
Okay. Cool. And then your local shows.
Spotify.
Spotify,
Where you can find my music is Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. Yeah. It's on all of those ones that you would title, all that. Just type in my name, my full name, and you'll find it. Okay. Gotcha. And then your local shows. February 17th, Friday night, 9 p.m., MJ's. And then February 18th is at Hop Springs. We're not sure about the time yet, but I think it's around 8. I'll find out, and then I'll let you know. See, I love that you're going back to MJ's with the full circle that we talked about, but are they going to be able to? Yeah. Is that going to be big enough? Well, I mean, we'll see if we can pack the place out. Well, I know that, but you have no problem with that. I've seen the pictures, but like, I don't mind playing. Like, I am just happy to be there, and it doesn't. I could play a small stage or a big stage. Like, I actually played the biggest stage I played like this past December.
Yeah.
Lori's Roadhouse in Ohio. It's a national act venue.
Mm-hmm.
And the owner, I got to come into contact with him.
Yeah.
And he just took a liking to me and let me have the lead slot, which doesn't happen usually. It's with independent artists. So that was a big moment for me.
Very cool.
And I'm really grateful to him. His name's Greg. Shout out to Greg. They're awesome over there. And they also got me an opener slot in the summer, which I've never opened for anyone either.
Wow.
So that was really sweet of him to like stick up for me and let me get that because basically, like, a lot of times these artists will have their own openers.
Okay.
And so they came in and they wanted to bring their own, and he said, "Nah, I'm gonna let her do it." So he's Greg Fisher. Love you, Lori. He named the place after his wife.
Oh,
love
very
them.
cool.
So we'll be back there later this year.
Nice.
So
cool. All right. Well, for everybody watching, again, we got local shows 17th, 18th. I'll post about them. I'll post all your social media websites. Everybody can follow there. Yes. And that's it. I don't want to hold you up. I'm sorry. I know you got to run.
I told you today is like, I'm going to go work out after this.
Okay. Well, there you go. Perfect. All right. Well, for everybody watching, thanks for tuning in as
always.
always.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Josh.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you. All right. Good job.